Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a century-old behavioral framework that has been silently hardwired right into the technology sitting in your pocket. And the craziest part, it is happening to you right now entirely without your conscious consent.
Think about it. When your smartphone emits a subtle chime and your hand involuntarily reaches into your pocket before you even think about it, Ivan Pavlov is secretly controlling your nervous system from across a century. That is the literal reality of our digital age. And look, the stakes here are incredibly high. Failing to recognize this conditioning means your focus, your attention span, and your daily habits are completely owned by software engineers who are, quite literally, treating you like a laboratory animal. But to really understand how we've been hacked, we have to ask a highly specific question. What is the exact timing trick used in push notifications that triggers the highest level of dopamine release in the human brain? Just keep that open loop in your mind for a second. Because to find the answer, we have to go back over 100 years and look at the basic biology of how our brains actually learn to react to the world around us. Part 1. The century-old mind control. Uncovering the true history of classical conditioning. Okay, so the foundation of our modern digital habits actually started with a Russian physiologist named Ivan Pavlov. While he was studying dog digestion, he noticed something weird. His dogs were salivating before they even saw their food. This led to his baseline definitions for conditioning. You've got the unconditioned stimulus, which is just a natural trigger, like food. It doesn't require any learning at all. Then you have the unconditioned response. This is the innate biological reflex, like salivating. So, dog smells food, dog automatically salivates. It's completely hardwired. But what happens when you start messing with that baseline? Pavlov introduced a neutral stimulus, so something like the sound of a metronome, a buzzer, or a bell. Now, initially, this sounded absolutely nothing to the dog. But by repeatedly pairing that completely neutral sound with the presentation of food, the dog's brain eventually made a connection. Pretty soon, the sound alone became a conditioned stimulus. It triggered salivation all by itself, which is now a conditioned response. The biological reflex was completely hijacked by a totally unrelated sound. Actually, let's pause here because we really need to look at the dark reality of these experiments. This wasn't just some harmless guy ringing a little bell. Pavlov restrained dogs for months, starved them to induce stress, and even surgically altered their stomachs. His lab basically operated as a factory, harvesting and selling over 3,000 containers of dog stomach juice every single year as a bogus human indigesting remedy. It was a massive industrial system of physiological manipulation that treated living subjects as mere objects for data collection. Now map this directly onto your daily life because we are the new test subjects. The unconditioned stimulus of meat powder, that is now the dopamine hit of social validation. The neutral metronome has been completely replaced by the ping of a push notification. And that biological reflex of salivation, that is your hand involuntarily reaching for your phone. The mechanisms are biologically identical. Part 2. Hijacking your dopamine system, the biology of the digital bell. See, modern UX designers have actively weaponized these exact conditioning principles. They've built a digital bell to create this seamless, invisible loop in your life. It starts with the stimulus, that ping or vibration. Instantly, this triggers anticipation. Your brain is prepping for a possible reward. This drives the action, which is you picking up and checking the screen. Finally, you get the reward. Maybe it's a new message, a like, or a fresh video. This releases dopamine, reinforcing the whole behavior and making you way more likely to do it again. And hey, here is the answer to that open loop question from earlier. 100 to 200 milliseconds. That is exactly how fast a notification exploits your brain's hardwiring orienting response. Within a fifth of a second, the ventral tegmental area of your brain releases anticipatory dopamine. Guys, this happens faster than conscious thought. You literally cannot outthink a push notification using willpower alone. Your neurobiology has already reacted before your conscious mind is even aware it happened. Which brings us to an absolute game changer of a revelation in behavioral psychology. Dopamine spikes during the anticipation, not the actual reward. Because you never know if a ping is a super critical text from your boss or just a garbage alert from a food delivery app, your brain treats every single one of them as potentially vital. This uncertainty is insanely addictive. Simply anticipating the message actually feels better to your brain's reward center than actually reading it. And app designers exploit this brilliantly, using what's called variable rewards. Now, instant gratification gives you a quick spike, right? Like buying something online and getting that immediate confirmation. But variable rewards, They operate like a slot machine in Vegas. The infinite scrolling feed on social media is the ultimate variable reward schedule. You swipe, you pull the lever, and you hope for a jackpot. Because the reward is completely unpredictable, it creates maximum behavioral reinforcement. You just can't help but keep scrolling. Part 3. Systematic digital deconditioning, reclaiming your neurobiology. So, if raw willpower can't beat a 100 millisecond biological reflex, how do you actually fix it? Well, generic productivity tips won't cut it. You have to systematically decondition yourself using the exact same science. Let's start with a clinical concept known as extinction. In Pavlov's lab, if you repeatedly rang the bell but just stopped giving the dogs food, eventually the dog stopped salivating. The conditioned response faded because the association just wasn't reinforced anymore. To break your phone addiction, you have to starve the digital bell. You must decouple the stimulus from the reward. So how do we actually force digital extinction? You neutralize the cues. First, go in and turn off all non-urgent push notifications. Just do it. Second, get rid of those visual notification badges, the little red dots. Those are neurologically engineered triggers explicitly designed to simulate urgency. Third, enable grayscale mode on your phone. This completely strips away the visual salience that your brain's orienting response is craving. And finally, switch to batch processing your communication. Check things on a set schedule rather than reacting to them the second they arrive. Next up is environmental restructuring. Like we just talked about, willpower is basically useless against a 100 millisecond neurological reflex. If the phone buzzes, you're gonna look, no question. Therefore, you have to modify your physical environment to create intense friction against these automated behaviors. You have to prevent the cue from happening at all. And these restructuring tactics, they are scientifically backed. Establish absolute tech-free zones, and definitely start with the bedroom. Enforce strict tech-free times, especially first thing in the morning when your dopamine baseline is trying to reset. Use physical barriers. If you're doing deep work, the phone literally needs to be in another room. Because honestly, even having a phone sitting in your visual field, entirely turned off, drains your cognitive resources. Your brain is actively spending energy suppressing the urge to check it, so keep it totally out of sight. Now, I do have to warn you about a biological reality called spontaneous recovery. Even Pavlov noted that after a conditioned response was successfully extinguished, following a period of rest, the urge could just suddenly and unexpectedly reappear. And you will definitely experience this. You'll put your phone in another room, feel amazing for a whole day, and then out of nowhere, you'll feel a phantom vibration or just an intense, gnawing craving to check a feed. Don't panic. This is completely normal neurobiology at work. We also have to validate exactly why this creates so much anxiety during the deconditioning process. Because these aren't just arbitrary beeps from a microwave, right? Fear of missing out, or FOMO, transforms these digital sounds into incredibly powerful social attention signals. To your brain, they represent inclusion, communication, and human connection. So it makes perfect evolutionary sense that stepping away from them triggers anxiety. Your brain literally thinks it's being socially isolated. Recognizing this just helps you approach your deconditioning with cool logic rather than panic. So it really all comes down to this one question. Are you the master of your devices, or are you just a subject in an ongoing digital dopamine experiment? Because every single time that screen lights up, you are making a choice. You're either maintaining your cognitive autonomy, or you're surrendering it to algorithms that are specifically designed to harvest your attention for profit. To break the chains of digital conditioning and take back control of your mind, subscribe to our channel now and comment with how many hours of screen time you have today. Are you the master of those hours or just a test subject? Let us know.